got to step into my power so that I can empower more women who were struggling just like I was.
So earlier in my career, I wish somebody would have told me that not everybody wants to see me win. Not everybody was going to be by my side. I had to learn to be my biggest cheerleader, to be the person to go out there and step out of my comfort zone and do new things, try new things, because not everybody is going to be supportive.
Guess what? You're not in it alone, because there's tons of women out there that are struggling just like you, who want to be there to support you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to You Are Meant for More. My name is Francina Ayala and I am your host, and I'm so excited to share that we are at 10 episodes. Technically this is episode 11, but I wanted to come live and share clips from our previous guests, and I had this idea and I started to create it today. But guess what? Technology, it just didn't finish uploading. And so I wanted to be able to share this with you all today. And of course, I'm like, it didn't upload on me. So give me a minute. Let's do this together. Let's celebrate 10 episodes, because I want you to all celebrate even the smaller wins. And know that no matter what, you still get to make it happen. You still get to show up online and create something phenomenal, right? And that's what I'm going to do. Those who know me know that I'm just a fly by the seat person, and I make it happen regardless. And so, yes, it did download. And of course, it's like, well, where did it go? So I want to make sure I'm able to pull this up for you all to see, because it did tell me it downloaded. And I want to be able to share that with you. So let me just check really quick where it went. And so that you have this opportunity to see all the highlights of the last, I was going to do 5, but 4 episodes that we did, because there's so much value in what our guest speakers brought. So of course, you know, it's going to take me a minute to find it. And yeah, so hopefully, you know what I was noticing though, if you are here and you're joining me live, let me know how the internet is going, because I feel like I'm glitching out a couple of times, and I want to make sure that we are good to go. Let me see if we are able to, let's open this folder. Let's see where it went, and so that we can be able to share it. I think it's coming. But yeah, I need to make sure that the internet is stable too. So if you can drop me a, yes, you're good to go, your sound is great, all those things, then yes, I'm so grateful. Okay, so it looks like it is in. Okay, I think I found it. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and upload it. Yes. So yeah, I wanted to be able to create this for you all to see, to experience, to go through all the things that we've done with You Were Meant for More. And so let's go ahead and bring that up. So E360. And just know that you can catch these videos live on our YouTube channel. You can catch them on E360 TV.com. You can watch it from your TVs. You can catch it on LinkedIn. You can catch it live on Facebook. So there's tons of ways to watch these lives, and it's giving me a hard time finding it. So let me go PC, and let's see. Okay, so where did you go? It's showing open folder, and my apologies. I'm like, this was supposed to be ready, but I hope you guys are enjoying everything that we've created. Okay, there it is. There it is. And please leave us a message. Leave me a message in the chat, wherever it is you're watching live from, about the video content, what it is that you want to see, the guest speakers that you'd want us to bring on. Just let us know. Let me know so that I can get my team on it. We're more than happy to share all the things with you, because this is what we've created this for. So we want to be able to support you where you're at, where it is that you're focusing on, where it is that you might be stuck in, so ultimately we are here for you to make it happen and change your life, because truly believe you were meant for more. Okay, let's see. It's still giving me a hard time to find it, so let me just go up really quick. Okay, so it's in videos of some sort. Okay, so then I seriously have to go through all these different areas. Are you serious? They should make this a lot easier, because it's like my PC, users. I mean, seriously? So you got my PC and then Windows and then users, and it like hid it in a file that was completely hard to find. So bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. All right, here we go. Hold on one second. So it is in, okay. I'm telling you, you guys, it went into all these different files that I'm literally trying to discover. And I'm not a technology person. I should say, I'm sorry, better words. I am a technical person. I get things done, and it is all going to work out for me. Because speak positivity, speak what it is that you want to accomplish, and it will manifest into what you are looking for. But this isn't the folder I want to be in. So, that's so weird. I don't know why it's not wanting to pull for me. So yeah, it says it's under users. I will accomplish this. This will be my goal. But yeah, so you're going to have to just bypass all this. Go to, obviously, I'm going to put it all in the description about where to watch the video, so that you're not getting this space, this time wasted. So my apologies for this. I'm looking for the video itself, but it went into so many different folders on my computer. And it's not giving me the actual location because there's like 10 deep. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see where it's at. And it's still not wanting to work for me. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to go to a plan B. That's fine. So we are live, and that's okay. So we're gonna make this show happen regardless. I want to see if maybe I can possibly pull up and share my computer with you, so that we can go into the last episodes that we created. So episode 1 focused on, obviously, my own entrepreneurship journey through how I established Wheela, how I fell into depression. So I had a guest speaker host, which was my son, who came in and interviewed me. And so he asked me the questions. I shared with him how I had this big dream, and how it was all about, like a goal of mine, because when I was in college, we talked about how my professor at the time, I was in sociology, and she was just like, she goes, in life we are set to be in the same economical standards as like our family. So like if our family was like considered low class or high class, that's where we were more likely to fit in. And I was just like, I remember without a doubt, because like obviously I was, in a single parent household. My dad was away in the military. And I just remember without a doubt saying, no, without a doubt in my mind, I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to be as big as Oprah. And I say it laughing because you guys, I had so much just definite of purpose, definite of knowing that I was going to be someone. And of course, in comes in all the self doubt, all of the self sabotage, all of the stuff that gets stuck in our heads. Like my coach calls it, I love her. She calls it the itty bitty shitty committee. Yeah, I think they sit up there sometimes and have coffee. And I'm like, get back to work because hello, you know. But ultimately, it literally is. There was something within me. There was a drive within me to make change, to live a purposeful life. But back then, I didn't understand that. I didn't know what that meant. And so when I share this story, like I shared it with my son, I'm like, and of course on our first episode, I didn't know. Obviously, you don't know what you knew. You don't know then what you know now. But it really wasn't a matter of I'm trying to be Oprah. I just knew that I had a purpose. I knew that there was something within me that was meant to be brilliant, that was meant to shine, that was meant to be extraordinary, right? But of course, everything came at me, all of my self-doubt, all of the people, the surroundings, the environments I was around, the people I was around, basically sharing, and not necessarily like telling me, no, you can't do that, you're not this, you're not that, but basically allowing that to take place in my head, not allowing myself to receive greatness. So I blocked all greatness. Been there, yes. Okay, so understand that no matter what, like I was passionate, I was determined, and I want you to know that you can do the same. So, like, one of the things that I found out is I knew how to make money, and that was when Uber and Lyft was very popular. And so I dove into that, and I really focused on I need to make money. I need to, build my business. And so what does that look like for me? And so I went through all of the ups and downs, all of the struggles. And so I started driving Uber and Lyft. That was when it was really popular. And I hustled. I would drive till 2 a.m., and it's like, I went through all of that sacrifice. And during that process, I used to speak my goals out. I used to say like what it is I wanted to do. So I created this women empowerment page, and I fell into depression, and this group is all about supporting women. And I wanted them to know that they weren't alone. And so I share this story because after I told my professor in college that I was going to be as big as Oprah, years later, I was sitting at my desk. I was in banking for 17 years, but I was sitting at my desk and I was like, she was right. This is all there is to life. And I just remember feeling so defeated. And I just share this with you all because I want you to understand that there's still more out there. There's still more for you to accomplish. There's still more for you to chase, to go after your dreams and not let them die. And so I shared this in episode 1, and and I told my son, I just remember I never wanted to work for anybody else again, and so that's why I drove. I was like, if because my business, I've been, it's been like this, right, throughout the years, and it's like anytime I felt like I was like, okay, I'm not where I want to be income wise. So I'm going to go, do a few things. So I would go drive. So I just kept going back and back. And it was just always the opportunity, because when I used to talk to people, they're just like, oh yeah, I still have my job, I still have my job and I'm doing my business on the side. I still have my job. By all means, keep that job, whatever that looks like. I just knew I never wanted to work for anybody else again. And that was 7 years ago. So I quit my last job with one paycheck. One paycheck, people. And so, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You're passionate, and you want to go after something, you got to chase it, right? So that was episode 1 that my son and I dove into. And then episode 2, I shared a little bit about, I brought in a guest speaker, which was one of my good friends, Anna Robles, who introduced me into NLP, neuro linguistic programming. And it was so funny because her and I share similar stories about us reading about NLP, really understanding. Actually, she read about it and I just happened to experience it in a training. And both her and I were just like, no, this isn't for me. This is no. And so in episode 2, we share our NLP journeys about, the struggles, but what we got and what I know you'll get out of it is like our body, our neurology, our whole nervous system our subconscious mind will constantly try to protect us all the time. And so when you look at things that can ultimately benefit your overall well-being, you're going to fight it. Your inner self is going to fight it. And so Anna dives into both the subconscious and the conscious mind. And so you definitely got to check out episode 2 because she does share about the patterns of your emotions, how beliefs are created, and, how we answered a question about somebody asked how to remove shame. And so she dives into that. And then she shares about how sometimes people have it wrong about when they say, oh, when somebody's depressed or somebody's not doing well, and you're like, oh, just think happy thoughts. Yeah, definitely don't want to say that. So understand that if somebody is dealing with depression, you got to support them in other ways. Seek out a mental health professional who can guide you on how to support somebody who's going through depression, because it is not just about having happy thoughts. And I will throw myself out there under the bus and tell you, I used to say the same thing before I experienced depression myself. So if you've never experienced depression and you know somebody who is going through depression, please seek professional help for yourself to help understand what they're going through. So it's not necessarily you need the help, but I'm saying speak to a professional who can guide you to help the person you love that is going through depression, because it is not just about, oh, go think happy thoughts. It's internal. It can be hormonal. It can be emotional events from the past. And so I remember, like I had mentioned, I said it to my son. And now, when I experienced depression after the fact, after he did, I apologized to him. I was like, I'm so sorry, son. I had no idea what this entailed. And so depression is not fun. It spirals you out of control, and you don't have control of your emotions. And it's an ugly feeling. And so, yeah, so if you or someone you know is struggling with depression, please reach out to a medical professional, somebody who can support both of you. So in episode 2, that's what we talk about as far as diving into the emotions. On episode 3, we talk about reclaiming yourself, turning toxic relationships into healthy ones. And that guest was Annabelle Arias. She is a licensed therapist, and she focuses on a modality called EMDR. And so her and I talk about developing beliefs about yourself, like how you start to develop those beliefs. And, we get to understand that different situations that affect us, is our nervous system response, to that whole survival of the fight or flight mode. And our body our body wants to heal. It just doesn't know how to. And so working with professionals like her and Anna really help you dive into starting the process of healing. And knowing that, your anxiety, your depression, it has attachments. It's attached not only to the emotions, but the emotions are attached to different events that have taken place in your life. So definitely any of these episodes, you got to go back and watch. That was episode 3. Episode 4, I actually bring in a male perspective into relationships and how we maneuver as individuals. So whether it is us women versus men, man versus woman, introvert, extroverts types of relationships. I bring in guest Frankie Martinez, and he is a hypnotherapist and life coach specialist. And him and I talk about how our mothers and father has shaped our upbringing. And he also talks about if there wasn't a mother or father in our space or around, how other people have affected us. So it could be like an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother, grandparents, teachers, people around us, and how they shape how they shape us. And so him and I dive into the whole relationship component, where you got your masculine and feminine energy, and you have your extrovert and introvert, and how it shows up in relationships and how it shows up in your work environment. So to really understand you as a person, as an individual, and how you process and how you respond to things can really help position yourself for your clients, for business, for relationships, for how you approach someone. Get to understand who you are. And so definitely go back and check out episode 4 with Frankie and I, where we talk about your subconscious badass. And so those were the 4 episodes that I wanted to share with you all today, but that's so sad that it didn't download. It downloaded. I just don't know how to upload it, or it's somewhere lost in my files. And of course, we went live before I was able to get it uploaded. So let me go ahead and go over to what episode 5 was all about. So that one we focused on, let me go ahead and pull it so I can tell you a little bit more about it. But episode 5, I brought my son back. So I brought my son back for episode 5, and we talked all thing health. And then he dove into his own depression. So he spoke about it, right? So he shared about his struggle through depression. He was actually in a car accident back in 2017, and his car was totaled. And I remember, I was actually there. Him and I were on the freeway, but he was driving next to me. And I saw his car get hit. I mean, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I heard it. And then I happened to look up in my mirror, in my rear view mirror, and it was all black behind me. Because when we hopped on the freeway, it was midnight. And so there were no cars on the road. And we saw lights way in the distance. And so normally when we get on the freeway, he'll come to the side of me. And so I happened to just hear kind of a clap. And I was like, what is that? And I looked in my mirror, it was black. And I'm like, okay, well, he's not behind me. Where is he? And I saw to the left, my son spinning out on the freeway. Oh my goodness. Talk about a parent's worst nightmare. My whole body shut down. Even talking about it, oh my goodness, see the process, I had to pull over on the side of the freeway. And at that time, I just remember praying so much and calling the police. And so, but he talks about how it affected him. And that's when he actually fell into depression, because, he was working, he was, out and about in his car, and then that was taken away and he couldn't work anymore. So he said he fell into depression, and he slept a lot, so I remember him sharing that. And also, that was a time when he started to get into serving. He's just I had to pull myself out. So actually, no, he went into Nordstrom's first. So he went into Nordstrom's, and then, and then I had him talk about how he goes out and positions himself for a job. So my son, every job he's ever applied for the most part, he's gotten every single one, because the way he positions himself and gets in front of the hiring manager, or so forth. So definitely take a look at that episode. He does talk about how your health is so important. He's gotten into fitness and really focusing on his overall well-being, and how he's cut alcohol out, for the most part. He drinks on special occasions. But how health is so important. And he is 28. So, so understand that a doctor has told him he's got to cut out sugar, alcohol, bread, all these things. And he's just so you want me to just be unhappy. But as he's gotten older, he's realized how much it's affected his health. So yeah, so take a look at that episode. And then episode 6, I bring in my business partner, my friend, Laura Castro, and she talks all about how to get out of your head. So how to get out of your head and, the things that we continuously tell ourselves, and how to stay focused on your dreams, and how to really go out there and, you know, um, change your life, what you get to do, and how you get to respond to things, and how you get to show up as your best self. And she shares, her background about her coming from Argentina and really building a foundation here in the US. And so what does that look like? And she shares where she struggled in her life, with the different types of limiting beliefs about herself. And then she's worked with coaches to help get her to her next level. And so there's like a pattern here to share of like the mindset, and really focusing on how you get to step into your next area of, purpose, right? What is God showing you that he wants you to do next? What is it that you want to chase after, your dreams, right? And sometimes if you're chasing after something, God has a plan for you. So he's telling you, hey, I need you to go this direction. And you're going the opposite. Yeah, he did that to me several times. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm being more obedient. Let me listen. And so episode 7, I bring in Natalie Soriano. Her and I, she's an amazing woman who I got a chance to meet at personal development course called SLS back in the day, and her and I just clicked. I mean, her personality and my personality, we just clicked, and just from the moment we met, and she's a sister in Christ as well, and she leads women's retreats and spiritual retreats. She does Bible study. She does women engagement, women rising engagements, which just happened this past August. And she has a retreat coming up actually in September 20th to the 22nd, I want to say. And so I believe she has like 4 or 5 spots available. Definitely get in touch with Natalie. It's going to be in Big Bear. She's doing beautiful things. The Lord is working like rigorously in her life to support so many women to get on that spiritual path. And so I love working with her. I love partnering with her. So she is our guest speaker. I want to say it's for episode 7 now. And she actually shares all about her suicidal story. I was trying to like figure out how to preface that, but like she shares about how she was suicidal, and she's a mom of 6 kids. Sorry, Natalie, if I got that wrong. I want to say it's 5 or 6 kids. And she was just going through all the emotions, depression and everything. And she tried to take her own life, and, God changed in her and just like cleared up the pain that she had within. And it's just so powerful. Like when she shared her story, I literally cried on screen. I mean, I held it together. I held my composure, but like tears ran down my eyes, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so rough, because it's like, somebody you love, and to know that they went through so much hurt, or even somebody you just know, but to see somebody that you follow or even just like admire, it's like you don't want to see anybody hurt, even people I don't know on the streets. I don't want to see them hurt. There's movies I can't watch. I can't watch a bunch of killing type movies, because it hurts my heart. I have such a loving heart that I love on people, and I don't want to see anybody hurt. And so, yeah, so she shares, about her own journey through spiritual healing. And so you definitely have to check out that episode. And she is episode 7, Natalie Soriano. So I'm so grateful and blessed to have her in my life. And then on episode 8, I brought in my coach, my current coach. Like, she coaches me in business and spiritually. I love her. Her name is Dawn Marie Presley, and she shares all things like forgiveness. Oh my goodness, you guys, like Forgiveness. That episode is all about how you get to forgive, how you get to let go of any anger, of anything that is holding you back. And it's so funny because recently her and I, we when we meet, and I'll share, a little bit about what I'm going through in coaching with her. But when we meet, she's like, I think we need to dive more into forgiveness. For me, right? Here I was like, I got forgiveness. I love people. Like, I forgive, I forgive. And no, you don't realize what your subconscious is holding on to because of past situations. And it's just, again, it's like, to me, I bless and release people. If you hurt me, if you say something to me, if you wronged me, or if, something happened where it affected me, I don't hold on to it. I just bless and release. Like, to each his own. Everybody responds to life differently. And so, but when she shared with me something about forgiveness, the last 2 weeks, her and I have been working on it together, something came up for me. And I was like, of course it did. Because I don't know if you know this all, but we are like onions and we're peeling layers every single time. So the more you get to understand and learn about you as a person, as, somebody who is evolving, you get to really start to heal that inner child, those incidences, those traumas that affected you in your past. And so her and I, we talk all things forgiveness, and she actually shares a story of when how she had to forgive because God saved her life. She was dating someone who actually strangled her to death, and God brought her back. And so God basically told her that she needed to forgive him for doing what he did, and then that she needed to go on a mission of forgiveness. And so she shares a lot about her backstory and how she was like a druggy, alcoholic person, and how, the type of life she led. And then for her to go through what she went through, just powerful. So that was episode 8. Definitely go back and check that one out. Let me see. On episode 9, I actually bring back Frankie Martinez because one of the biggest things that I've noticed as an entrepreneur, as someone that is, excelling in their life through all areas, financial, relationships, career, career is my business, just, health wise, everything that we focus on in life, right? All the different areas is one of the things I noticed that kind of hindered me in my own progression of like my career was that I always thought I needed a man to support me, not to support me financially, but to support me emotionally. And I think a lot of women get stuck there, where they can't do X, Y, Z because they don't have that partner. They don't have that support system, where we all want to feel connected to someone. We all want that like connection, that community, or whatever that looks like for you. But I think it's just that yearning for like that partner. Sorry, I'm like stumbling over my words. And I wanted to bring him in to share this because if you understand more about how you maneuver, how you respond, how you receive as a person, then it ultimately sets you up for success in a relationship. And I know a lot of single ladies out there, including myself, who get to understand the bigger process of bringing that loving man into your space, into a partnership with you. And so it's really interesting. He shares some really good highlights about, he dives deeper into the masculine and feminine energy and how, your extrovert and introvert type of ways are in relationships. And so And one of the major components is communication. So many things can be resolved with communication. And so there may be a way that, one person communicates versus the other. And then you just kind of share your communication styles with one another. Or if you're an extroverted, you're an extrovert, you tend to attract an introvert. And so I kind of knew that, but there's just different areas where you kind of want to know, how do you even open yourself up to an extrovert that is too shy to ask you out, right? Just things like that. And it's just funny. Him and I kind of dive into the whole relationship spectrum. So if you're curious, either you can be a single mom, a single woman, or a woman who's in a relationship or even married, because there's so much insight into relationships in that episode. So take a look at episode 9 with Frankie Martinez and I, and we talk about how to attract your ideal partner. So go back and watch that on YouTube. And lastly, episode 10, I bring in a certified marriage and family therapist, and that's Yenny Hercules. And she talks all things childhood trauma. So she shares, what happened to her and her background. And she actually released a book too as well. But you definitely want to go back to episode 10 and really understand it, because her and I dive into this program called ACEs, and it really breaks down questions for you. And we go into those questions as well, because so many people are like, they're hurt, trauma, things that happened in their past, but it gives you a list and a breakdown of like, were you sexually assaulted? Were you living in a household where somebody was, where there was a separation of parents? Did you see this? Were you hurt? Were you like abused? So it asks these questions, and it's just so interesting. Her and I had such a great conversation, and there were times where like I stumbled over my thought process, because the thing is, like, when I get these amazing speakers, my brain just runs a mile a minute, and it wants to grab so much. It wants to extract so much information, because this is all valuable insight for people to know, for people to really embrace and understand. And so, like, if we can learn from them, we then know how to position ourselves to step into our greater self. We can then position ourselves to be a lot more loving, a lot more giving, a lot more receiving of people. Because the thing is, it's all about how to love yourself first, so that you know how to love other people. And there's no more resentment, there's total forgiveness. And that is where you live a purpose-filled life. That is where it's a game changer. That is where everything in your life changes, because you have so much love, so much of the spirit. And that's your spirit, by the way, because you have your spirit that lives within you. And your spirit is the one that wants to just love on people, that wants to, it's so funny. I get those people that are just like, I don't like people. Who hurt you? You know what I mean? And I'm sorry for people that were hurt, but that's where it's coming from. Because when you have anger, when you have frustration, and when you have, I don't like people and I act this way because of this, it really is because you were hurt as a child. And it's so funny because, well, it's not funny. Some people don't even realize it. But when we talked about the subconscious mind holding on to things from our past, it does it to protect us. And we don't even realize it, but it can actually hold on to things that you're never aware of. So for example, your conscious mind is the one that runs automatically, right? It It does it automatic. It breathes your thoughts, the whole bit. It's running your whole, not your whole system, because your subconscious does that, but it's running your thoughts constantly. It's basically the 10% you're aware of. The other 90% is your subconscious. Your subconscious is set to protect you. Every experience it received throughout your life, it is going to protect you from. And so there was one time I had a conversation with a client, and, you know, again, and I'm NLP certified as well. So I've worked with people in the past, and I shared something that, you know, was going on with this individual. And they came back and said, no, that never happened. Or not that never happened, but no, I mean, I'm pretty good with my life. You know, when I was a kid, I had, you know, my parents and so forth. And then as he started to talk more about it, he realized something that his father did when he was younger that still sticks with him. And he had no idea. He's like, I forgot that happened. And so, I mean, that's what, 30 years later, you remember something that you completely didn't even think was sitting in there. And so that's why we always talk about the subconscious and how it can hold on to things that you're not even aware of. And to really understand the whole process of healing and helping you break through your next level, you definitely have to do the inner work. You have to really go out there and seek, like I've been mentioning, seek professional help. There's licensed people out there, certified, that can assist you in what it is you want to accomplish. But you have to be open and willing. That is the number one thing that you should be doing. So I just had to come in here, and I'm so sorry about the beginning. I apologize for the technical difficulty we had. I may actually even play it for next week, because I still want you to see those clips. I will probably just upload them ahead of time. But I'm so grateful that you joined today and you're celebrating 10 episodes, because I truly believe you should celebrate all the wins, big or small. You celebrate them all, because I used to be a perfectionist and I wasn't going to do something until it was all perfected. And now I'm like, nope, I'm making it happen. And I want you to make it happen too. I want you to understand that you were meant for more. So before I close up today, I did want to share a little bit about what we've been working on in the back end. So some of you who are new to my channel, you're not really sure what we do, okay? Or what do you do, Francine? I know you have this channel. You want to support people where they're at. And my partner and I, my business partner and I, we are focusing on supporting women who are looking to be speakers, who are looking to get in front of audiences, who are looking to be on more podcasts. And so we have a whole membership platform that we're putting together for them. If you want to be part of that membership, if you want to be part of our community, Wheela has about a 14,000 reach following, almost. I want to say 14. It was so funny. Somebody reached out to me the other day and was like, you know, you have a 14,000 reach following based off all of your platforms. And I'm like, yes. I never count it, but I knew it was over 10,000, but I'm like, I didn't know there was more. Because we're on Meetup, we're on LinkedIn. I mean, we're all over. We just launched TikTok. So we want to support you where you're at. So whether you're just getting started or you're looking to excel, we have the platform. We have, if you don't know already, you can go to Wheela. I should put it in here. Let me go ahead and type it in for you. You want to go to Wheela.com and check out. Let's see if I can put that there. There you go. You want to go to Wheela.com, check out, I should say, no, not, yeah. Check out all of our social media platforms. And then we have a YouTube channel as well. So if you're looking to excel and grow your business with us, you can check out everything on Wheela.com. That's our nonprofit. And then we have a for-profit. This is where our membership platform is on, and it's WheelaConnects.com. I totally spelled that wrong. Connects.com. And so this one is where the membership platform is on. So we have a membership platform at WheelaConnects.com, and we're going to be promoting it more. We're going to be sharing more. We're just going through. We did a rebrand for Wheela, and we are doing a restructuring process for Wheela Connects. And so if you are a woman in business owner, now again, granted, we have males that come out and support us and that want to be members, completely fine. Our target audience is women. But if you're looking to get supported as a speaker on our platform, you want to get the visibility, you want to go out there and share your product or services with our audience, that is where you want to become a member, because not only will you have access to Wheela.com to share with our nonprofit, like we'll bring you in to share all things value with our nonprofit, plus you'll be sharing with our business owners, plus you'll have visibility on our Facebook channels, Instagram, YouTube. So we have tons of opportunity for you, and we're going to give you coaching to make sure that you're positioning yourself as the expert in your industry. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you go ahead and go to Wheela.com, you can sign up for our email list, and that will give you all things nonprofit that we focus on. But if you're more business focused and you want to stay connected with the business, then you definitely want to join our email list at WheelaConnects.com. Well, join them both, because you'll get different things. With Wheela, we do social outings sometimes that are like free. We'll go hiking. We'll go to the beach. We haven't done the beach yet, so one of these days. But we'll do things that are fun. Sometimes they have a cost, but they're really low. Wheela Connects, we do networking in-person events, and then we'll do virtual events. So it's all about connecting, building those relationships. This is why I had started both of these platforms, because I really wanted to support women where they were at. Wheela, like I said, started out of depression 7 years ago, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. All I knew is that I wanted it to be a community to support women where they were struggling. And then we evolved into Wheela Connects because...
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to You Were Meant for More.
Sorry, something is playing.
I am your host, Francine Ayala. And thank you so much for being here.
Sorry. I don't know if that came up in the live or not, but sorry about that. I don't know where this video started playing in the background. And so, yeah, it was the one I downloaded, so it started to play. Apparently it wants me to share it, but like I said, I'll definitely share it most likely next week, and we'll go from there. So I just wanted to say thank you for being part of Wheela, and we have so much coming for you. I appreciate you being here, and please reach out if you have any questions with what it is that we can do to support you in your journey. Because so many people reach out, whether it's personal or even business, and we have the resources, the tools, and we can position you in front of the people that can get you moving, So stay connected with us and leave your comments and let us know what else you want to see. I'm so excited to bring more guests on, to be sharing value, to get you to your next level in business. And I can't wait for what it is that you're going to accomplish, because remember, you were meant for more. God gave you this extraordinary life to live, not just to be ordinary, but extraordinary. So God bless you. And I will be back next week with showing you those clips that I so purposely made to share with you all. So I may be sharing it next week's live. So have a blessed one, and I will be back soon. See you next week. Take care.
I want to get to know what you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy. My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level, because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can, so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.